Well, you might know him as one of our outdoor landscape gurus, but really, the dude is a magician, okay? Carson Arthur, everyone. Once again.
I feel like I should have a hat.
Right? Once again, we see the amazing work that you have done with yet
you.
another backyard.
Well,
Come have a seat.
Let's be honest, after your backyard, any challenge that City Line throws at me has been easy ever since. So this was a fun one.
That hurts, but I will take it because every single time I walk out into my backyard, because the weather has been so amazing, I say a little thank you to Carson Arthur.
Yeah, you do. Yay.
Honestly, the quality of life is amazing. We have our meals out there, even breakfast some days. So it's incredible. Yes, so thank you very much. So Carson recently worked with City Line's lifestyle expert, Shoana Jensen, who we all love, to help her redesign her backyard, which probably was not as bad as mine.
But close.
But close. Let's have a look.
Okay, Carson. I moved to a house from a condo with no balcony, and now I have this backyard. I'm over my head. What do I do? Please help me.
I love that you're, a garden virgin. This is fantastic.
Totally
I get to break you in here. All right. Okay, let's talk about the good and the bad.
Okay.
This has a lot of potential. This backyard actually really could be something very special for you. At the moment, there's not a lot going on.
Right.
So I want to know, what's your thought on the deck, first of all?
Okay, so I always think in entertaining mode, of course, and it just doesn't feel right to me. It feels like an awkward size, and flow isn't cool.
Yeah,
What do you think?
you're 100% right, and I knew you'd kind of say that just because you've got that interior design mode. The deck is too small. It's brand new, but it's too small. Even if you put furniture here, you're not going to have any flow. The other thing I noticed is you've got raccoons already pooping on the brand new deck.
Oh, Carson, we have got the fastest growing tree ever.
Yeah, the good news is you don't. You totally don't. This big thing here is actually a branch that's fallen from that neighbor's tree.
Huh?
Yeah, this is a branch that's fallen into your yard. This is not your tree. So, you thought you were going to be a tree owner? No. So we actually have to prune that because it looks like it's split really badly. So that's going to get cleaned out of there, which is going to give you a lot more space, which is fantastic.
Okay, great.
Coming into here, though, this almost feels like this is where all the action needs to happen, right? Because you've got some shade here.
Yeah.
So you've got natural flow from the house coming into this area. Patio or deck? Where do you what's your natural inclination?
Patio is stone and deck is wood?
Yes.
I don't know, kind of stone, because then you don't have to maintain it, right?
Absolutely. Okay, so we can do that. The other thing I wanted to talk to you about quickly is shade, because you have some from the tree, but at the house you have zero. Do you want permanent shade or do you want flexible shade? So versus umbrella versus sort of pergola or something permanent structure.
Well, the idea of flexible sounds good because then I have the flexibility. I have the choice from day to day or event to event or entertaining to entertaining.
Okay, so not bad.
Not bad.
Right? What a city girl. She's just like me. I would have never known that tree was actually a branch.
Well, and that was the best part. She walked out and she's like, it's growing so fast in this space. And I'm like, it's not. It totally fell into her yard. The truth about Shoana's backyard, and the biggest challenge that a lot of urban dwellers face, is she's got fence down each side, which makes that bowling alley feel. And it's very long and very linear, and there wasn't really a lot of room for anything. The other big component with Shoana's backyard is Shoana. She doesn't have time for plants. She doesn't know garden. She doesn't know plants. So for her, that wasn't the right solution.
Yeah, okay. So your challenges were that big branch in the backyard. When you took away that branch, because you got rid of it,
made it a worse situation.
Look at what
that.
you were left
Isn't that
with.
Fantastic? And you can see that the backyard doesn't look better after we took the branch away. It actually looks worse.
Actually.
The other big key with Shoana's space is, even though it was a bowling alley, they had just put on a brand new deck to sell the house.
Yeah.
So when she bought it, but they did one that wasn't really functional. So now we have a situation where it's a brand new deck. You don't want to ruin it, but at the same time, it doesn't work. So we had to make some very specific changes to that backyard to make it functional, to make it outdoor living.
Now, would you say when you go to most houses in Toronto anyways, this is what's going on with the grass situation?
It's true.
Because I know in my neighborhood, it is so hard to grow grass. My neighbors are doing it now. They're doing it brilliantly in their front yard. You have to come back and check out their house.
Okay.
Amazing, like an amazing transformation. But the amount of work they have to do, they've got to put sort of like this thing down so that the raccoons don't get through, like this sheet of wire every night, and water it constantly, and it's a lot of hard work.
For grass.
For grass,
For what?
right?
Like, and in Shoana's case, and like yours, grass wasn't really a priority because you didn't really want to be out there cutting it all the time.
Yeah.
And in Shoana's backyard, clearly she wasn't looking after it. But no, through no fault of her own, that's just not where her passion was.
Yeah.
So my plan was that we were going to pave the entire backyard.
Okay,
We
make it easy.
Paved the whole thing. Yep.
Right, and add in green in other ways. So can we take a look at the transformation now?
Well, I think we have, there's my little design. See?
Oh, so this is
I
the design.
paved the whole yard, yeah. And I brought in Tersini Landscaping to actually do all of the work. And they paved it, they remodulated, or resized the deck, so made it a lot smaller and made a huge patio. So
you did play with the deck a little bit.
I did, I made it smaller.
You made it a bit smaller.
Okay, yeah, it's a good one.
See it. Let's take a look at the transformation right now. Can't wait to see it.
Well, we're back in Shoana's backyard, and while the transformation's complete, I couldn't keep her out of it. So instead I put her to work, and she furnished the entire space.
We had so much fun doing it. We were a great team working together, and I love it. Take a look. My husband and I have already had friends over, and we're entertaining for summertime.
Now here's what I'm talking about appropriate size spaces. This deck is smaller. We took the extra wood and built a planter, but at the same time, we made this perfect for barbecue and a little bit of seating. But this becomes the transition area from the door right through to the dining table. Now Greg and Shoana can entertain 6 or even 8, but they're not sitting right on top of the heat while they're grilling. The other part I love is we took out all the grass. We didn't want grass in the backyard because that's what the raccoons were looking for. Instead, we used one consistent patio stone throughout the entire space. Now this is low maintenance. The other thing I'm really excited about, we got a conversational seating area for Shoana and Greg. This fireplace is going to be where people spend lots of time all summer long enjoying the backyard, whether it's before dinner or even after. You'll also notice I put the plants at the back of the area. I wanted them to be low maintenance, but I also wanted them to frame this fantastic shed. This is the steal of the century, and it's also a showstopper in a beautiful space. Now this is what I'm talking about. This is outdoor living.
Is outdoor living. That is amazing. You did an incredible job. So this is going to be low maintenance for her. She just has to deal with stone. You bring in the green by doing a lot of container planting.
Exactly.
Right?
Well, it wasn't even container. We just did 2 small beds at the back to actually soften it, but the furniture makes the space, right? And now it's all functional. And when we were talking about versatility, furniture in a backyard is the best because it can fold up, it can be put away, it can be covered. It can really create different shapes and different spaces. And that's what Shoana did. We gave her the canvas, and then she dressed it the way that worked best for her.
Very nice. So she can put all the furniture away and have a dance floor. That's always what I want.
That's exactly
I always ultimately want to get to the point where it's just a dance floor. Now, what I love is I love the fire pit, man. That is gorgeous. So
isn't that fantastic?
We thought we'd share some of the love. Thanks to Rhinox, someone will be taking home this fire pit. It's valued at $1,000.
Yay!
Yes!
I'm actually going to deliver it to somebody's backyard and put it in.
He will come to your backyard and put it in your backyard, okay?
Yeah, you get me with it.
But you cannot live in Uruguay or the other places where our audience is from.
Exactly,
You gotta live around here somewhere.
We're going to be close, right, audience? Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
What did you think about the shed?
I absolutely love the shed. So it's really custom. And was that your idea, Shoana's idea? Because this is the before. This is how it started.
Here's a really easy cheat for everybody. This shed was one of the cheapest sheds at a box store. You know, absolutely rock bottom pricing, and we covered it in stone.
Smart.
Yeah, we covered it in stone and painted it. So I'm going to show you what we used.
Very smart.
And this is a little bit heavy, so I'm going to lift it up here. Now, we've talked about this, you and I, before. This is a veneer. It's a walling stone. And people always get confused as to whether this goes on the ground or this goes on the wall itself. We actually wrapped the shed. Now, Quality Gardens wrapped the shed for me, and they used this stone to make it look significantly more expensive.
It does.
But the truth is, a stone-wrapped shed, if we were to build it custom, would be about $8,000. To do it this way, we did the whole thing for under $2,000. Yeah,
Why did you do that to my house?
Well, and that's the first thing Shoana said when we talked about her backyard.
I could do that. I could afford that.
Well, Shoana said she wanted a shed just like Tracy's, and I'm like, I can't do it just like Tracy's.
So you upped it. So you made it better. Is
I
what
had
you
to step up a game. The other thing is,
I love it.
When you're taking a shed and you're painting a shed, you have to be really smart because even though there's a roof on it and it is covered, there is water and mold and damage that can get onto the wood itself. So in Shoana's case, you may have noticed that we painted the doors and we painted around the window.
A nice gray.
We used a Benjamin Moore arbor coat, and the reason we use that particular one is it's designed for outdoors, but it penetrates, it soaks into the wood. That's what you want because you're going to add extra protection. Nobody wants to be painting the shed every couple of years, and that's as a kid, that's what I had to do. No more, we're done with that. So we paint it once, and it's going to last 7 to 10 years, and we don't have to worry about it again. And it protects from the mildew and the damage and all the outdoor elements that shed would be exposed to.